Hey guys, welcome back to the diecast review. We're gonna review this diecast right here from It's American Muscle series. It's Dave Sensiba's Lane Automotive Chevrolet Lumina ASA AC Delco Challenge Series stock car from his rookie year. So it's 118. It's like the biggest diecast in my collection. Um, it's Oh my goodness, the decals. Oh, okay. I didn't break the decals, but I got it like new. I mean, the thing is, I didn't touch the decals. They weren't, like, they never fell off. They just are for some reason. I didn't do anything for them to do that. But I still want to put it back in the box. Like, but it's a really nice diecast. I didn't break it, fortunately. Thank you. But oh, shit. I don't want it chipped. It's really beautiful. If I chip it, I'll be mad at myself. I won't be mad at anybody else because it ain't nobody else's fault. But this is beautiful. It's like literally, like I'm so impressed how diecasts are made nowadays. And even back then, this one I don't know if it has shocks. Doesn't it move in shocks? I don't think it has. Well, this one doesn't have shocks, but it still has a lot. Lionel Racing now they have like really even have shocks on their cars, so it's like it's not bad at all. Like Lionel Racing diecast, I'd pay $50 to $64 for that. That's really nice of a diecast. I think like just for the standard edition, that's really nice. You can get like more like a chrome finish, all that stuff. I'd get one of those one day. That'd be cool actually. I mean, I don't mind paying extra buck. I think like the most expensive racing diecast from Lionel's like 110. Not bad. I mean, they're nice diecasts. You know, they're really nice. This one's from Earl. This one's really nice too. Actually, because look, it's literally like if you take a shrink ray, like all these diecast stock cars, like are like literally if you like take a shrink ray, and there you go. You got a small like nice diecast stock car. It's like you can like take this apart and build it. Like learn how to build a stock car. LOL. There's the engine here. Moroso valve covers, I think, was it? Yeah, Moroso valve covers. Small block Chevy. Pretty typical for stock cars. Well, general GM ones. Manufacturers GM. Most stock cars have a small block, except the big block modifieds. Those have like in the Northeast, they have like those big, it's like big block 454. That's literally where big block starts. 454. Anything under 454 is small block. So like 450, that's a small block, not a big block. I might consider it a big block, but it's still a small block in my book until it's 454.0. Okay, it cannot be 300. Sorry, it cannot be 350 3.99.9. That's still a small block. Has to be that point one up to be. That's just my book, but I consider a 453 maybe a big block. But it's really 454 small block. I mean, big block starts. Small block is anything under 454 cubic inches. Yeah, there we go. Nice engine opening. There's no opening trunk, but still nice diecast here. Chevrolet Lumina. Honestly, the NASCAR. Well, this is NASCAR. This is ASA, but the Chevrolet Lumina in stock car racing looked way better than the street model. But honestly, I mean, back in the '80s, they used to take street cars and turn them into stock car racing cars. So that's what they did in the '80s. They still purchased. They had some custom stuff, but they still purchased cars back in the '80s from dealers. That's what they used to do, I think. Then the '90s, they started going like more toward customs. Well, it's actually a '90s car, or is it not? Hold on, let me look. I think it's '90s or '80s. What year? I look at the year on this. 19. There's a year on it. 1994. Yeah. So it's a good question if it was custom. Honestly, I think it was custom, maybe 1994. Because I mean, that could be. I'd say it's maybe custom, but That's stock. This is ASA. So ASA is. I was live when ASA was around. If you were born between the start of when ASA was founded till 2013, then that's like the ASA time period. Um, ASA was still pretty popular when I was born. Yeah, this is Dave Sensiba. He's a Berlin Raceway racer. Another Michigan racing legend. Dave Sensiba. He currently races vintage modifieds and limited late models at Berlin Raceway, but this is his ASA stock car in the AC Delco Challenge Series he used to race. Chevrolet Lumina. It's a really nice diecast. I got this for Christmas from my aunt. My aunt Anna. Looks very beautiful, this thing. Even has steering. You gotta be careful with steering sometimes, because how little the tie rods and stuff are. But this is like these diecasts are so good for education. Like, they're so detailed. Like, this one's made by Earl. The only thing doesn't have is shocks, but that's okay. This is still pretty detailed from the 90s. But the Lionel ones even are for education too. Look at that. Like, there's moving shocks on that. Like, you can just take these apart and rebuild them. And my hat's off for you if you take these apart and rebuild them exact. I'm like, boy, you should be a stock car. I'm joking, but I don't know if you'd probably know how to build a stock car if you did that. I was just joking around. Gotta really know the terms. For me, I don't even know how to build. I mean, for a stock car, me, like, I'd say I know how it's built and how to build one, but I'm probably not the best. Yeah, I can learn how, but I know what goes in a stock car, but at the same time, like, I don't like know how to build it properly. There we go. I could probably figure out, but yeah, I could always figure out. But I mean, I'm my rookie year. I'll take my time. That's all. First full time. Anyways, it's not about me. Same with the Carson host of our video. It's about Dave Sensiba. Dave Sensiba is a Berlin Raceway racer. He won the 1985 Sportsman Track Champion. And yeah, he used to race like the number 40, something like that. Yeah, he was ASA rookie in 1995. Yeah, ASA AC Delco Challenge Series. They actually see the thing about the AC Delco Challenge Series. The cars, I think, are kind of like the Xfinity cars. That's what they remind me of, the NASCAR Xfinity cars. Funny thing about NASCAR Xfinity cars, they're supposed to be like sportsmen. Um, Literally, they are, though. I mean, makes sense. The body is a sport. It's like sportsman stock cars. That's basically what it is. So that'd be under a sportsman stock car category. I would consider these AC Delco cars Challenge Series too. Yeah. Yeah, a couple different series. They had the ASA Late Models, ASA AC Delco Challenge. So yeah. Then they had the ASA Weekly Series. The ASA Weekly Series was kind of like the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Series. Similar to that format. There's all these racers when they compete at their local short tracks. The last ASA local and regional short weekly series champion was Jolton Zare. He got at Norway Speedway and the UP of Michigan. Funny thing is how like a lot of Wisconsinites go to the UP to race, and then a lot of Michiganders from the lower peninsula, we go either to Indiana or Ohio to go out of state racing. So it's funny. Why don't we go to Wisconsin or the UP? The UP. Interesting, right? I guess, I think even the guys from yeah. Michigan is really good stock car racing. It's beautiful, man. I think we have the best state for stock car racing. The Great Lakes region in general, we do it because of general like Michigan is the home of cars, so racing's popular here as well as street legal rides. Classic cars are super popular here too. So racing is really it's a thing in Michigan. You're gonna find a lot of different All Star Performance, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Racing Shots. What else? There's a lot more too. Port City race cars originated in Michigan. Well, that's what they say. It's hard to decision what the real story is, because like one guy is from Canada who started it, but then it's like he said he moved to Maine. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I think it was started in Michigan because it's like they have a Michigan address. Like the old address used to be in Michigan. I don't think it's in there anymore. But Port City Racing is a different company, not Port City Race Cars. So there's a difference. They have the same logo, but it's different. Like it's funny how Port City is like always a cursive. Like everything that's named Port City has that same style cursive. Yeah. Moving wheels. See, funny thing about this, I like this rear end. It's really cool. I wonder if this rear end, my guess the type of rear end it has on this diecast is it's not a limited slip. It's an open differential. Because see, watch this. I want to show you something. Watch this. Okay. What I'm gonna move the what's it called? The left rear tire. See. Usually, if this is not moving this one, so that's just to show you how detailed this. Same with this. See. I wonder if it's a working. That'd be so cool if there's a working differential. We could check that out. I'm gonna get a screwdriver and dismount this and see. There. Oh shit. Yeah, I've got to be careful with that diecast, man. But I don't think I showed you the cockpit. Yeah, there's the cockpit. Focus there. Really nice. Red. Really detailed. That nice shifter. I think it's an H pattern. It could, yeah, it probably is H pattern. Most stock cars have H pattern. Some have, like nowadays, like NASCAR cars are sequential, because the next gen car just recently. But I'm pretty sure it's H pattern. I like H patterns; they're cool. Sequentials are nice too. The good thing about H patterns, I never used a stick shift or an automatic trans. Only because I haven't even moved to stock cars yet. I don't know any stock cars that have I think there might be some that have automatic trans. I don't know. I think just the 4-cylinder front wheel drives. Don't quote me. I think they do the 4-cylinder front wheel drive stock cars like the Hornets do. Yeah, the Hornets definitely do. The 4-cylinder, like the mini stocks, they might. I don't know if they do for sure. And then the 4-cylinder is what they call it in Berlin. I think they might. I have a little book I wrote, or notebook. Spec, but anyways, let's get back on topic of this sexy ASA beast. Really nice. Funny thing is how. This is how funny. Look at this Lumina front end, okay? Why, if you strip the decals off and put what's it called, Oldsmobile decals on it, it's funny. It looks such like an Oldsmobile, Here's Justin Thomas, okay. Well, now Braden Cook, because he bought his stock car. But anyways, look at that. That's a it's a Oldsmobile, not a Plymouth or Chevy. It's an Oldsmobile Cutlass body. I think it's 91. Look at that. Okay. Look at this. Looks so similar. Bruh. Anyways, that's why I thought it was really cool and I wanted to buy it. But I'm a huge GM fan. I love Buick and Oldsmobile, man. Those are sexy. And Chevy too. Yeah. Sad how they don't make sedans or like muscle cars or anymore. But at least, hey, in stock car racing, we still have them. If you race street stocks at your local short track, there is no doubt you will see a Chevy Monte Carlo from the 80s, a Buick Grand National, or an Oldsmobile. You'll see a lot of different old cars. That's why I like the sportsman class and the street stock class, and the super stock class, because some tracks like Berlin will allow you to run certain parts, and it's cool. It's the real stock car racing. That's why I like it, because yeah, it's yeah, especially if I had to race a late model, probably it's like a crate late model / limited late model. Those are like pretty good. They're stock. They're like, they have stock. Like I said, crate late models the only stock they're affordable late version type of late model. Late model sportsmans are basically under the sportsman category. I wouldn't say they're like late models because you're not always associated with late models. They're more associated with sportsmen. But late model sportsmen are really cool. You can actually turn a pro late mod to a late model sportsman. You gotta do a lot of mods though. Different things. It's stock parts. All you gotta do if you want to make one of them sportsmen is get a stock OEM frame. Okay, and then put the roll cage, and then I just read the rule book for CRA Sportsman series, and the Berlin Raceway Sportsman rule book allows that too. Yeah, so I read the rule books when I'm bored because I'm like I want to know what's in these cars. They're like that's something that racing wants to know. When I was little, I used to just I just watched racings. I loved it. Like I didn't ask any questions, but now I guess that I'm more like. I still love racing, so I had the racing fever. I think the thing is now because I want to race stock cars one day. That's what it is. When I was little, I never thought it was possible. I didn't know much about it until now. So that's why I think people educated me about it. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's nice. I wonder. That is a nice engine. Look at that. Small block V8 Chevrolet. There's a radiator in the front. Radiator hose connects the engine. Got, let's see here. I think it's alternator. Yeah, alternator. Non-cars and racing guys thinks it's a damn turbo. I'm like, shut up. It's not a turbo. It's a alternator. Also, to keep the electronic cockpit instruments going. That's why they have it. Because I don't see a battery in here. Yeah, there's no battery, so... Keep in mind, all stock cars are kind of different. And there's no power steering pump either. Well, maybe there is. I don't see one though. And well, yeah, there's no power steering pump. Well, obviously, because back then they didn't really have power steering till now, or like the 2000s / late 90s. But this is a local short track racing car, so it's different. Local short track racing, we're behind NASCAR because, well, we're more like the traditional type of stock car racing. NASCAR is like more like they've gone from the traditional to like the more modern, but then they're going back to traditional and modern to keep fans. I think it's really nice. But still, local short track stock car racing will always be the best, especially in Michigan. But yeah, and NASCAR is still very cool. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys later, and yeah.